let me put a disclaimer right here. I haven't read the manga. Yes, I know, I haven't read the manga. Oh my god, that's a sin kind of thing. I've heard that this was going to be an anime. I've seen images and pictures of some of the characters kind of thing. I've seen memes. I've heard people talk about this, but I've never gone and done my research on this series or the manga itself, so I'm going in blind, and this plot is sort of original for me. I usually avoid these slower ones. I kind of sink and only watch action. I'm not always one for comedy. I love comedy, don't get me wrong. I love the comedy gold of like Monster Musume or One Punch Man, but I've never done a series where there's no actual like fighting in it. I don't think I've ever really watched a series without it. Well, I've watched a couple romances, but even then they still have a little bit of action. This, the most action we've seen is just delusions. And I'm not talking about the sex acts. I mean actual punching, fighting, pow, pow, pow kind of thing. And after watching episode 1, I can only ask, what the fuck did I just watch? Don't get me wrong. It was amusing, so to say. I actually really liked it. I'm probably going to watch episode 2 and review it. I just don't know if I'll watch the entire show. I have this hesitation with it because I'm going in out of my comfort zone, so to say, and I don't know if I'll like this. It felt a little slow at times, just in this first episode, or too random, but some of the comedy shined from that, and I gotta appreciate that. It's just... I hope it gets better on in the series. Just at least tell me if it does in the comments below. Don't spoil anything. And the name of this series, of course, I'm going to try and pronounce it, so if I mispronounce it, correct me in the comments. Just don't be a dick about it, okay? Dagashi Kashi. And there's no English equivalent name, so I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was pretty interesting, so to say, just in terms of what went down, the randomness, and then the characters. This comedy was the comedy that Dagashi Kashi had is more focused around the characters and some of their actions. For me, like I've noticed, the way they draw some certain characters react to like what happens makes it more funny than the actual joke itself sometimes. And that's exactly the case in Dagashi Kashi. So, Kokunotsu, again, correct me if I'm mispronouncing any of the names, or aka Coconuts. I'm probably just going to call them Coconuts for the entire, if I end up reviewing this episode after episode kind of thing. Coconuts, he wants to be a mangaka, which is a manga author. He wants to draw his own manga, and unfortunately his dad has other plans. He wants Kokunotsu to take over the shop. He's like the 9th head of the shop or whatever, and he acts like it's a giant clan, but in actuality, it's just a candy shop. And then we meet Hotaru, who, first of all, I love her eyes. The rings in her blue eyes. Oh my god. You've probably heard me say this before in multiple reviews. For character designs, I always look at the eyes first. You can have extravagant designs on them. They could have adlet hair. I know he's a guy. Or you could have phlegmy hair or Nashitanya kind of thing from Roku no Yusha. I just listed off a couple because their hairs are kind of a little bit extravagant. It's just, the eyes are what matter to me in the first place, because I have literally my eyes orgasm over seeing other anime characters' eyes and seeing how well drawn they are, or seeing the differences in this anime or this anime. And Dagashi Kashi, their eyes are phenomenal. Hotaru's, the rings in her eyes, oh my god, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I like how they can shrink to like this, and then go like that, whenever they switch tones from comedical to serious. Which is, it's done quite frequently in this episode alone, which kind of also makes me concerned, because the transitions were somewhat average, or actually, no, I'd rank them above average in terms of transitioning from serious to comical, while they could improve this and make it excellent transitions, but they also have the chance of ruining it or making it worse. And that's just one of my concerns I have for this series. Yes, if you haven't already guessed, this is a first impressions, not a review. It's just, I want to talk about what I thought about. So Hotaru, she is from the Shideri Company, which is a candy manufacturing place, and they want Yo, which is Kokonotsu or Coconut's father. He runs this candy shop, and Hotaru wants him to join her father's company. She was relaying a message and all that. And I want to point out one thing about the dad. Actually, just one thing about Coconuts and his father. His father literally acts like a child, while Coconuts acts like an adult, pretty much. I just get this feel that he's kind of acting like an adult, while still being somewhat childish in some regards, like first love kind of thing, but... And then their father also acts like the mother. We haven't seen his mother yet. I don't know if she left him, if she's dead, kind of thing, but he kind of acts feminine and then childish at times, because the way he was moving with Hotaru when they were, like, fanboying and fangirling all over candy and just talking about all these different combinations. Yeah, I just got the distinctive feel he's like feminine, childish, and then there's occasional times he's masculine. It's just, what the fuck? I will admit, Dagashi Kashi had me laughing all the way through. There was some parts where I laughed harder than most, and then there were the occasional parts where I'm just like, just silent, and I'm like, okay. This is interesting, or... really? We also get introduced to To and Saya Endu, which is, you guessed it, Coconut's friends. I don't know if they're childhood friends, actually. I believe they are childhood friends, because Saya mentions something about going over to her house, going over to Coconut's house when she was little, so they might be childhood friends, and it's kind of obvious that Saya has a crush on Coconuts, and To's an interesting character. He could tell, like, when Coconuts, after Coconuts met Hotaru and they had this whole thing, you could tell he likes to tease his friend, and he's also into these... He's the more developed, I'm not afraid to look at girls in swimsuit kind of thing. The trope that we have with classic teenage boys, where you have the one who's afraid to even talk to them, or he's just afraid to admit feelings or even look at them. Then you have the one friend who's just like, hey, I'm a pervert! Or, hey, look at these naked chicks! But yeah, I like Saya's character design too, but Hotaru definitely takes the cake. Her purple hair, those blue eyes, and then her outfit. Loved it. And here's how it's going. Coconut's father refused to join the Shideri Company, but he did make a condition. He would join them if Hotaru could convince Kokonotsu, aka Coconuts, I'm going to probably go the aka for a couple of reviews, but if Hotaru can convince Coconuts to succeed him and become the shop owner, the candy shop owner, he'll join the Shideri Company. So now, we have the basic plot. Hotaru is going to be living in town. It was shown already, it was confirmed in the episode that she's going to be living in town because she needs to make Hotaru see the bright side of things and have him succeed as father, so she can have him join the Shideri Company. Yep, that's the basic plot. I'm willing to bet the episodes are going to get a lot more random than this, especially more random than the fact that Hotaru was in, like, this mud field or whatever, a rice field or whatever, and she's covered in mud. Saya happened to be riding on a bike past, and she grabs Hotaru, takes her back. Hotaru's taking a shower, and by the way, I approve of the shower scene. I approve. And then To comes in, he gets knocked out by Saya, and Hotaru walks up to To while she's naked and lifts up, oh, I am sorry for coming in you and doing this. Just, she's talking to him while he's unconscious and she's butt-ass naked. It's obvious she really doesn't have any shame. And apparently she's also in love with, like, this mascot for a food or something. I can tell, if I do stick with it, this is gonna kill a part of me inside, but I'm also gonna laugh my ass off on some of these, because it was amusing, so to say. Can we also, real quick, talk about the opening? The music's nice, don't get me wrong, I love the music, that's a good opening. Out of what, like the 3 anime I've seen of Winter 2016 so far, that's a good opening, and I like the music. It's just the visuals that go with it. Some of it's anime, and then it's literally, some of it's real life. We're not supposed to talk about the real life or even know the real life in anime. We're supposed to get away from the real life and delve into fantasy or comedy or whatever. They had real life, like, video and images included into the opening. It's just in the background under some stuff, but you can see it's actually like real life stuff, some candy shots and all that. Just, what the fuck? I think this is probably the 3rd or 4th time I've come across an opening with that done. I can't name them off the head, but I know I've seen a couple that have done that before, and it just weirds me out because I'm expecting a completely anime opening, not a completely, well, partially anime, partially real life opening. Yeah. All in all, while it did seem slow, it was amusing. The transitions were better than average between serious and comical. There was some funny delusions, and not the kinky kind. And remember, just leave a comment if I mispronounce anything, if you want to clarify anything, don't spoil the manga. I'm flying blind in this, and honestly, that kind of scares me, just the way with Hotaru acts now, Saya, Kokonotsu, all of this, it kind of scares me, but I'm also interested to see where this is go, if it's going to have the overarching plot, or if it's going to be episodic by nature, or if they're going to completely disregard this plot, maybe put in a couple small side plots, and then never satisfy them in the ending. So yeah, I'll give this a couple more episodes. If I like it, then I'll continue watching. But yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe for more reviews, reactions, vlogs, talks, usual. Follow the links down in the description where you can go and add me on Twitter and Facebook, talk anime with me, yada yada yada. And go check out Dagashi Kashi, Episode 1. I'll leave a link in the description. It'll be right underneath my Twitter and Facebook. You know, you could read the description sometimes. Sorry about that. This is AutoXNation here, my lovely community. I'll see you guys in the next review, so have a good day. Watch lots of anime, read lots of manga. The usual. Bye-bye, guys.